Yeah, the surf and kayak program is about transferring skill and talent from surf into kayak and vice versa. So it's about taking athletes that have a surf background or are involved in surf lifesaving and giving them opportunity to open up their pathway and the opportunity in the Olympic sport of kayak.
I started on a ski, paddling around on a surf ski, and then one of the best mates, Troy, he started kayaking down at a school down just where I'm from, and so while he's doing it, I'm doing it. We're very close rivals in the surf, so I thought, I can't let him get the jump on me, and yeah, I started kayaking. They gave me a kayak one day.
I've been doing surf lifesaving since I was in Nippers, and so I started with the swims and the boards and gradually progressed onto the surf ski. My brother and my father and a couple of my friends are doing it, so it was just sort of the natural progression from Nippers.
I got selected in a talent identification squad. I found out about the squad through a school, and I just rocked up to the tryouts and thought, oh, this could be good, and tried out, and I got selected.
I was still very surf orientated when I started kayaking, but when it came to making Australian teams and trips to Europe, racing in Europe and everything, I thought, this is pretty good. Surf lifesaving can only take me basically around Australia and a few other places, whereas kayaking takes me all around the world, and is an Olympic sport.
Then my coach down at the surf club said, he introduced me to Guy Wilding, who's the local kayak coach in Sydney, and eventually I just made the transition, and now I do both disciplines, and I enjoy both for different reasons. I mean, obviously my ultimate goal is to go to the Olympics for kayaking. That's what I'd really like to do, and to make the team for London in 2012. But
the European season went well. I raced in 2 World Cups. The first one in Poznan in Poland, and I got 6th in the K1 500 final, which was a pretty tough race because at Poznan there was a lot of wind and the waves were pretty big. Yeah, definitely you've got that higher goal to aim for, and it's only every 4 years, so it's something special other than compared to surf, where the top thing is World Championships or World Cups, where it doesn't really match the level that kayaking gets to. So yeah, going to the Olympics is definitely a major aim, and it's something I'd love to do.
You said surf ski paddling is a fantastic opportunity for people to paddle a craft that's heavier, so it really works their strength, yet still working the technical components of paddling. It's really good for your agility and your balance, and in proof of that, nearly all of Australia's great kayaking champions, all the medalists nearly at Olympic Games, bar a few, have come out of surf lifesaving beginnings. So it's very, very relevant for canoeing, yes. When you're paddling a flat water kayak, there's calmer conditions, so you learn to be technically correct. If you've got a coach that teaches you the right way to paddle, you learn to be more efficient, to get more from each stroke, and you learn to use your body more efficiently, your legs, your torso, and your whole body on every single stroke. On a surf ski, predominantly people who haven't paddled in the kayak don't use their legs much at all, and that's very detrimental. They can go, even though some of them are still very fast, they can be better and faster if they learn to paddle with correct technique in a kayak.
You know what it's like to paddle whitewater. It's still very similar. When you paddle, you've got the same paddling action. Surf skis and kayaks are one, basically. Yeah. That's why the elite guys can jump from one boat to the other. In a surf ski race, you probably do 4 or 5 drop-dead sprints, where you get checked by a wave and stopped, or you get hit by a chop out the back and stop and have to go again. So you're continuously stopping and going, stopping and going. And to chase a runner on the way home or chase a wave, you've got to be able to have a huge acceleration. In a kayak, you're more conservative with your energy. You've got 1,000 metres, you know through your training at what pace you can work at to consolidate your energy systems to get to that finish line in the best condition to still be sprinting. So there's no use going out at 105% and dying through the middle section and trying to accelerate again at the end. trying to use your energy as conservatively as possible so that you can use it the whole way through the race.
Some people disagree and would say that they're two completely separate disciplines, but I actually think they're really similar in many ways. I mean, obviously using a similar paddle and a very similar craft. And for me, I find the surf ski works almost as a resistance training session for my kayak sessions, and the kayak sessions work as techniques training sessions for my surf skis, so they really work well together. And I think my biggest benefit has been training on both disciplines simultaneously.
The things that are important to have is you must understand the power has got to be in the water. You have to use your entire body in order to gain a good level of racing balance through the boat or the ski, and you have to learn how to lever past where your paddle enters the water.